Hi guys, my name is Miller and welcome back to a new video. Today it will be less chatter and more tunes. In preparation to tomorrow's showdown, I will list down all the Bugattis, with the exception of the EB110, the blue Centodieci and the Super Sport 300, from slowest to fastest, and I will do so using the manual launch to help you guys with the reference run. Timestamp for each can be found down below. Keep in mind that for the 6th lock-in of the finale you can use the Centodieci, which will be the easiest and free to get option for that slot, as it can be obtained by reaching 1200 trophies. But before I show the tunes and the runs, first some tips that helped me get top 1000 twice now, using my main account. The main concept of Showdown is consistency. The key here lays within putting times that are not the fastest but close to it multiple times in a row. To achieve this with manual launch, there are two techniques. The one that I use is trying to get a -0.05 launch close to perfect. This helped me the best, but I've also seen a second technique where you launch very early, let's say half a second below zero, and you keep flooring it so that the kickback falls in a perfect zone. This is useful in some cases, but to me it seems less consistent, because you don't really know how far you're away from zero to know if you're half a second away from zero, you know? But on the other hand, it seemed to allow earlier NOS deployment in some cases, where sometimes you get the manual launch button to stay too long on the screen. A second trick is one that you will see pop up in this video with various runs multiple times. Instead of aiming for a perfect shift, try hitting deep good ones. With a forced perfect shift you can lose lots of time compared to shifting a little bit early. I have been using this plenty of times in tunes videos, because it seemed to have the best effect after all to get consistent, decent times. The requirement for this showdown is that you will have to use any available Bugatti basically. That will only leave out the Super Sport 300 and the top 1000 Centodieci. Again, depending on your goals, the car you should use will vary. If your goal is top 1000, then the Voiture Noire or the Centodieci. If you aim for the 1200 trophies and you have the following cars maxed out, should definitely do the job. Unlike last time, I'm not gonna give my prediction on how many people will get it, as I completely missed it. The difficulty will depend on the duration of the event, if the event runs smoothly and there is no server issues, how many people will participate, and the cars used by the participants. But if you have a car running sub 8 seconds, I think you should be fine. Just never give up when running the event. The cars, with the exception of the Centodieci and the Voiture Noire, are all within a range of 0.25 seconds, which for reaching that 1200 trophies milestone should not be making a difference, so that you would start upgrading a new car from zero basically. Just use your fastest, focus on that one, try to open up crates to get more parts, and you will reach the 1200 trophies. And first we have the slowest one of the bunch and the only one running below 7.6, the Gand/Ettore Bugatti Chiron Sport Vitesse. Both cars on each platform are identical in performance, so this tune and run will definitely work for both. This car might be the slowest, but it will also be the most used car throughout the event, I assume. So if this is the only one you have upgraded, try using this one to reach the 1200 trophies milestone. Following that one we have another Veyron, being the regular one, only 25 thousandths of a second faster, and pattern wise it is as hard as the previous one, so be careful with the sticky launch button. It happened loads to me in the test runs. Then we have the leaderboard prize Veyron Showdown, the World Record Car Edition Chiron Sport Vitesse. It's slightly faster and just behind the two other Veyrons, of which you probably have one maxed out already if you have this car. Next up is kind of mixed. According to records, the World Record Edition is faster, however on my runs it was slower and terribly inconsistent compared to the Gold Star Vitesse. So if you would have to pick between the World Record Edition or the Vitesse and you have enough parts, I would definitely go for the Vitesse. Nonetheless, the World Record Edition is still a pretty fast car. My favorite Veyron pattern-wise and consistency-wise is the Veyron Vitesse. It is the sweet spot to handle, and if you would have to choose between this or the regular Chiron, I would say to definitely go with this one. If you do not have any of the Veyrons and only have the Chiron, no worries, it's actually faster but not by much, less than 1/100th of a second to be honest. Pattern wise is trickier however. Here comes the second top 1000 prize, the 42 seconds edition. For its exclusivity a bit underwhelming and probably a car you won't see people run with, but hey, you never know. Then the ultra rare and veteran exclusive Product RED Chiron. You might see some of these run around with the veterans and the higher ranked people. They jump up the game a bit and have a small edge over the Veyrons and the regular Chiron. Now this one surprised me. This car should become available as a paid car for the finale tomorrow, but I'm not sure if it will also be usable for the Showdown. In case it does, here is a 7.4 seconds run for the blue Chiron Sport. Very competitive to the launch spec edition, but slightly slower. Talking about the launch spec earlier, here it comes. The 6th fastest Bugatti for tomorrow's Showdown. It is not top 1000 material, but definitely would make your life easier getting that Centodieci. Now something I'm confused about, the Bugatti Divo 110 version, which will be exclusive to the game as I don't think it exists in real life, and it should be available tomorrow to buy. I was expecting identical performance to the old Divo we already had in game, but it's a tad slower and not as consistent despite having more Evo points. I don't get it, why not just copy paste the performance script on basically identical cars? Well, not up to me to decide anyways. Then the regular Divo. It is slightly faster and more consistent, but the times that come out are mostly in the same range of the launch spec, because it doesn't really go below 7.4 that easy. Not a bad car after all though, and nice if you already had it. And third then we have the Chiron Sport 110R, the undoubted king of the Chiron Showdown, and perhaps maybe a handful of people will get it in the top 1000, but with its 2.5 tenths deficit to the second fastest car, that would be an extreme challenge. The reward you get by reaching 1200 trophies is actually a fast car. The Centodieci will be one of the go-to cars to reach and to stay within the top 1000. Pattern is doable and can definitely be improved. This is a car worth upgrading unless you have the Voiture Noire if your focus is top 1000. And now the fastest one, the Voiture Noire, with a theoretical time of a sub 7.1, it is a damn hard dyno to match using manual launch. I just could not get it for anyone's sake below that 7.1 barrier. But without a doubt, this will be the car that maxed out might help you secure the second Centodieci. So that was it, all the tunes. Remember, is it worth it to invest another 6 million plus cash and loads of parts into a car that is only 0.1 or 0.2 faster? No. Focus on what you have and try to open crates to upgrade it. Below 8 seconds you should be fine. Above that I cannot predict it. That all depends on how many of you guys will play and also what cars you will use. All I can do is wish you all the best of luck and hope everyone will get it, because it is a very nice car and also you can use it in the 6th slot of the finale. If you enjoyed the video, do not hesitate to leave a like, subscribe for more content like this. My name is Mille, see you around and keep racing.